Two men journey to the bars and restaurants of Scandinavia to find amazing beers, always with the same question.
Hey, what's on tap?
It's time to find out.
Welcome to What's on Tap Podcast.com. As always, I'm your host, Stefan.
I'm your host, Martin.
And how you been, man?
Pretty good.
Good.
Pretty hectic.
Pretty hectic? Yeah.
Such is life.
It is life. It kind of gets in the way. Sometimes.
It only goes one direction, forward.
It does go forward, and it seems to go faster and faster as you get older somehow.
Yes.
I don't know how that works. I think up until you're like 18, it goes slow. Really, really slow. And then after that, it just is like light speed, to where you're like, days seem like minutes and weeks seem like days. It's crazy.
So today,
the rantings of an old man.
So today we're not gonna get drunk.
Today we are not going to get drunk. We're going to drink 6 different beers, and we will not feel anything by the end.
Because we are super creatures.
Right. We have just a super high tolerance at this point, and nothing matters anymore.
Or the more likely explanation is that these beers are all non-alcoholic.
Yeah. So what we wanted to do, since we have, I'll check something real quick. I got a new phone, and so I'm checking how the app is working on the phone. And in my old phone, the player would always stay open, but this one apparently closes down. So I just want to make sure it didn't quit recording. It looks like it's still recording, so cool. It's not really relevant, but I just thought I'd mention. So what we thought was, it's summer. People like drinking beer, especially on warm days. But in Europe in particular, drinking and driving is a big no-no. So I wanted to kind of take a moment and just kind of look at what's available in the beer scene in the non-alcoholic world, because it used to be really, really bad. You did not have a lot of options, and they were mostly like really bad, really bready, kind of corn tasting malty lagers. But we have a veritable smorgasbord of options today.
Yes.
We have 6 different beers. We have 1 lager. We have 2 radlers, 2 sour beers, and a stout.
Yes.
So I feel like we have a really good representation of what's possible. And except for 2 of these, the 2 sour beers, all of these were available at my local grocery store. So the grocery store availability may vary, but you can find some of these in different places very easily, I think. So first up, we have a Visby alcohol-free lager. I've enjoyed the Visby lagers in the past, so I thought, hey, it's not a Staropramen, and it's not a Carlsberg or whatever else, so let's try, kind of a more handcrafted alcohol-free lager.
I almost think that the Staropramen is better than a Visby lager.
Is it?
They're not my favorite brewery, I have to be honest.
Well, I mean, they're not my favorite brewery either, but their Cloister lager I've actually kind of developed a bit of a taste for.
Fair enough.
All right, so it smells like a lager.
It smells very bready.
Yeah, this is kind of what you expect. The color is quite dark for what I would have thought this would have been. I was expecting it to be much lighter in color, but this is a little more caramelly looking. All right, cheers, man.
Cheers, let's try it. Yeah,
it's pretty thin. It's not a lot of flavor. It gives you the impression of quote unquote beer. Almost, but it's not really. There's not a lot of character to it.
This one is diluted bread.
Yeah.
You soaked some bread in water and you let it kind of dissolve. This is a pass for me.
I think it's also flat.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of carbonation on this, and I think that is what's really hurting it, because I think if the carbonation was there, it would feel like a much better experience. But this is just kind of like, it just dies, like on impact.
So I won't drink this even if I'm paid. I'll drink it for the podcast, but I'm not getting paid.
Exactly.
So it kind of makes sense.
This was the one I did not have a lot of expectations for, I'll be honest with you.
I'm the same. All of the others will be fun.
Yeah, but I figured we had to have at least 1 lager, and I knew it's one that we haven't tried on the show before, and not one that we probably would try any other way. So the next one is from
Yeah,
a
are we
company.
going to rate them?
1.5.
And 1 for me.
Okay.
So
Yeah, we are going to rate them.
yeah. So this brewery, is it called The Skier, or is the beer name
The beer is called the Skier. The brewery is called Radler Brewing Company. And this is beer and lemon. It is alcohol free. And they are from Ekerö, Sweden. So they're here local.
Interesting that the brewery's name is Radler Brewing Company. I'm thinking about naming my next brewery IPA Brewing Company.
You really should.
Yeah.
So the Skier is part of the Radler family. A range of super refreshing thirst quenchers. Our Radlers are made fresh from organic grown lemons, organic malt from Valbro, supreme Swedish water, and lots of passion for creating that ultimate #Radler moment.
Cool. It actually does very much smell like lemon. I'm afraid that the taste will go into washing soap liquid territory. We'll see.
It very well could. How do you feel about Radlers? Which is basically beer with lemon, or beer with lemonade, depending on how it's defined.
And I think it's exactly the same as the British shandy. I think
they're exactly the same. Yeah. The Radler is the German version, and then the shandy is the UK version.
I am optimistically hesitant.
Yeah, they're usually low ABV beers meant to be drank during the summer. Just something kind of light and refreshing when you've had a hard day, kind of like a Berliner Weiss in that way.
Almost,
which is kind of a traditionally low alcohol beer, even though these days that is no longer the case.
That is no longer the case.
All right,
let's try it. Cheers.
Cheers.
Mm-hmm.
That is pretty good.
It's more lemonade than beer, so it's more Radler than Radler.
Yeah. But yeah, this is kind of a little bit of a zinginess to it. Get a little bit of kick.
Yeah.
I would say. Sorry, I guess what is this? We care about your privacy. We keep app free from using third parties.
Yes, agree.
Yes, I agree. Okay, there we go. There's all sorts of new fun things happening with the app. But yeah, I think this is quite nice.
It's like one of those lemonades you mix yourself. One quarter.
You know what would be really great with this? Well, vodka.
Yeah.
Tastes a bit like a mixer, a little gin maybe, but no, I think if you were at a mixer or you were out visiting someone and they had this and you were like, damn, it's nice for alcohol free. I definitely think this would fill that void in your soul where beer would normally go.
Yeah, but either way, it's way better than the Visby alcohol-free lager.
Oh yeah, I would say this is probably one of the better 0.5%, less than 0.5% beers I've ever had. I'm going to give this a 3.75.
I'm probably at a 2.75.
2.75? Oh, you're so hard.
The
years have made you bitter and cruel. All right. So next up is from a very traditional Radler company. Is it
Stiegl?
Stiegl is kind of, as far as I know, they may have even invented the Radler, or at least popularized it, because whenever I think of the Radler that I've seen in the U.S., it's always from Stiegl.
Ah.
And I don't think I've ever heard of it until I saw them making it. So it's, in my mind, they're the originator of it. Yeah.
Fair enough.
And they've been around since like the 18-something or another, maybe 17-something.
And they make a lot of beers as well.
No, I'm sorry. Since 1492.
Yeah.
So I think they have...
Whenever German breweries claim to be from the 1400s, it's usually like there used to be a monastery at the location where we are now, and they used to make it. Then there was like a gap of 200 years, but it's still in the spirit of the original.
Oh man, that smells like grapefruit. So this is a grapefruit Radler as opposed to the lemon, which is traditional, and this smells really good.
That's right.
I am excited about this.
Cheers.
Mmm.
That's a lot of lemonade.
That is yum. That is really tasty.
Yeah, so this is better than the Skier by Radler Brewing Company.
Yeah. I may have to downgrade my Skier to 3.5.
Because this is a 375 for you.
I mean, this is a 4 for me. It's but there's such a difference between the two that this one is like, man, I would drink this any day of the week. This is so freaking tasty. This is really, really good. It doesn't taste like too much grapefruit. It's just really pleasant. There's a little sweetness at the end.
Yeah. I'm willing to give this one a 3. Let's round upwards to a 3.5.
Okay, so I'm gonna give this a 4. You give it 3.5. Again, you're so hard on low alcohol beers. I just don't understand. What was fun is I think so far, except for the first one, these last two have been really.
They're doing pretty good.
Yeah, really good. Now these next two are the highest rated on Untappd. They're almost 4 ratings, where I think the Skier and the Stiegel were probably somewhere around 3.5.
Yeah.
These are both rated almost a 4. So I'm very curious.
And they're both from Poland.
Yes. Yeah. Browar Niepomucin. Or which is deer bear. This is a pastry, and it is. Does it say what it has on it? I think it's in the ingredient list. It has mango, passion fruit, lactose, oranges, and yuzu.
It's actually they're collaborating with Deer Bear.
Oh, okay. So it's the two.
Yeah.
2 different breweries.
Exactly.
There. Okay, cool.
But both are from Poland. They're just from different cities.
Okay. And this is Free Panda.
Yes.
And what was the rating one? Did you look at that?
3.74.
Okay. Which is really high. And this smells like fruit juice.
It smells like a sour that could easily be 5, 6, 7%.
Yeah. And there's a lot of mango in this. I mean, I get huge amounts of mango on the nose, which is crazy.
Cheers.
Yeah. Again, for me, I think what's missing in this
alcohol.
Well, alcohol 1, carbonation again.
Yeah,
it's a little flat. I think if the carbonation was better on this, you wouldn't know the difference.
No,
you would think
it would pop.
Yeah, it would really, really pop. As it stands, it's a little on the flat side, which kind of drags the overall experience down. I'm not sure why that's been the case here. We've had 2 beers here where the carbonation's been not great.
Yeah.
And there's really no reason why that should be the case that I can think of.
No, is it just like a side effect? Because you have alcohol, you have nothing to produce the carbonation. You have to add it.
True.
So you add it, then you can it, and then you just hope it doesn't. Hope we got enough manually added carbonation into this can, and then this can, and then
I imagine there's a CO2 injection into the beer.
Probably into the beer, yes.
Yeah, to make it have it more, give it more body. But
yeah.
I mean, I feel like I've had these kind of beers that have had more carbonation on them.
0%ers. Yeah. Maybe it's just some difference in the CO2 injection process.
Yeah, could be.
But this one isn't as good. This is a 3 for me.
Yeah, it's like a 3.25 for me because of all of the fruit flavors going on here, which gives it kind of that, what do you call it, vitamin water kind of flavor. Which for me, this is what it tastes like, is vitamin water, and it's missing the carbonation. So that's what's really dragging this one down. And the next up we have
This is the one I'm looking forward to the most.
Me too. It's got great color. It is a gelato, berries and cream, raspberry, blackberry, marshmallow, and vanilla. It's from Funky Fluid, another Polish brewery. Yep, that's all I got for it. So
it's a deep dark purple.
It does have definitely
brownish.
a raspberry-ish color to it.
It smells absolutely delicious.
It does.
It smells like an actual like pastry sour, 8-9%.
Yeah. Just looking at it though, I'm going to tell you right now, there's like no carbonation on this thing.
Let's see.
All right,
Cheers.
let's go for it. I mean,
it smells. It tastes. It actually does taste like an alcoholic pastry sour.
yeah. Again, very very flat. For me, it kind of smells and tastes like, I don't know if you ever had like flavored lip balm as a kid.
No.
Like we call it chapstick.
I know what you mean.
Cherry flavored chapstick is what it
Okay.
kind of tastes like. Which is not a bad thing. It's
There are no
actually
cherries in it.
It's blackcurrant and raspberries. You know, together,
Okay,
their forces combined. Yeah, it's pretty tasty though.
Definitely taste the marshmallows and the vanilla.
You do get everything in there. Again, if it just wasn't so damn flat, it would be a real winner.
Yeah. I'll give it a 3.5.
Yeah, I'm thinking 3.5 as well. And it's not that these aren't bad. Like again, if it was a hot day and I wasn't drinking, I'd be very glad to have this beer to try.
Yeah.
And to drink. But it's just so damn flat. It's
Yeah.
what's killing it. A beer that's not flat, however, is our last one. Much like that segue.
Very nice.
Yeah, good transition. Is a Guinness 0.0 alcohol-free draft stout with a little
Nitro widget
the
thingy.
nitro widget in the can. It's still holding. It's got a little bit of a little head to it, like you would expect from a Guinness.
It's a very solid head, thanks to that nitro.
Yeah. It smells like a Guinness.
It does.
I mean,
some
it's-
roasted malts.
Definitely. Yeah.
Bit
So
of chocolate, bit of coffee.
yep.
Sure.
This is all Guinness all day right here so
Cheers.
far.
And that's where you lose me.
I think it tastes like a Guinness.
This one I actually feel has a plasticky, not medicinal in the way we used to.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the aftertaste is really like plastic,
I don't get
artificial,
I don't get that at all.
chemical.
Nope, it just tastes like a Guinness to me. Honestly, this tastes like a Guinness. Hands down, probably the best alcohol-free stout I've ever had. Usually they're pretty rough, man.
On the back of my tongue,
Mm-hmm.
that's where some off flavor is just firing all of their guns.
Yeah,
Pew,
no,
pew, pew, pew.
there's definitely. I think the roasted malt is giving some weird off flavors. Because I'm kind of there with you. There's a bit of a weird, kind of slightly smoky flavor, but not in the sausagey kind of way.
Yeah. More in the ashtray kind of way.
Yeah, I guess kind of. I'm not really sure. But still, I mean, if you like Guinness, I think you couldn't go wrong with a Guinness 0.0 alcohol-free stout.
You have to. You could go wrong.
You could go wrong,
Just buy the damn Guinness.
Yeah, you're really only getting you can get a 3.5% Guinness pretty easily today.
That one tastes way more like Guinness because a regular Guinness isn't very strong.
It's like
Like
4.2, 4.5,
Yes,
something like that.
something
So yeah, it's pretty easy to get there. Well, looking at these, I think my takeaway here is the Radlers had the carbonation and really popped for me.
Yes.
The sours were nice because they just had a lot of flavor to them, but they were so flat that it kind of drug the overall experience down. And then we have the lager and the stout on each end there, and those are varying degrees of enjoyment. I think I would give the Guinness drop a 3.25.
I cannot go higher than 2.
That's fine. That's fine. You're allowed to be wrong again.
It has to be Don't first. Help! He's keeping me locked up.
Yeah.
Feeding me only Guinness Draft 0.0.
Yeah. I got a whole 6-pack of these for you to go through. Hope you're ready to pee a lot later. So yeah, I hope this summer when you're feeling like, oh, I can't drink because I have to drive, or I don't want to get too trashed, but I want to have something kind of light and refreshing to drink with everyone else. There's a lot of options out there. And a lot of different flavors. And if you're just willing to kind of like look around, I know a lot of the ipas have a really huge selection of alcohol-free and low alcohol beers.
They do.
I think they're kind of the go-to when it comes to low ABV beers. The Ica Maxi out in the West Harbor, the Ica down the street from me has a really huge selection.
Nice.
And then the one that we always go over to in Mollevangen.
Yeah.
That has
that one has the most.
Yeah, that has the most, or at least the most variety.
Yeah.
And they've done a really good job of clustering the alcohol percentages.
Yes.
Well, I hope you enjoyed this episode. You can find us online at what'sontappodcast.com, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, and wherever you can find quality podcast. Until next time,
Keep drinking, you dum-dums.